Okay, so Pterodactyl asks, what did you want to be when you were growing up? A biology teacher or a pastor or an author. I pretty much have always wanted to either teach or work with words in some way. Mystic Rhythms asks, what one thing would you change if you could change anything? I would make it so people don't hurt anymore. And Cora Imparo says, number one, if you were a kitchen utensil, what would you be and why? I'd probably be a spatula because I like to flip things on their heads. That, yeah. Number two, how do you take your PB&J sandwiches? Light on the peanut butter, heavy on the jelly. I am a fan of sweet. Number three, make a noise like a sheep makes. Nah. Number four, think Ten Commandments. Who are you more attracted to? Charlton Heston, who played Moses, or Yul Brynner, who played Pharaoh? Probably Yul Brynner. Perhaps I should do a vlog sometime. Yes, do a vlog. Oh, and what is SMH? That is an acronym for shaking my head. LKJ Swain says, this is going to sound so silly because I know you've told me before, but when is your birthday? June 26th. And if you were going to die tomorrow, what is the one thing that you'd want us Zenga friends to know about you or about life? That I meant every word I said, and if I said I loved you, it was for real. Wild Woman of the West says, my question, if you were a tree, what kind of tree would you be? Probably like a weeping willow, just because they're very like expansive and they look super calm like until the wind comes and then all of a sudden it's like they just break into dance. Godfather of Green Bay asks, do you like meatloaf? Only if it's done right. Waiting to Shrug says, number one, can you name your top five priorities in life in order of importance and explain why they are at the top of your list? Okay, my number one priority is always, always, always going to be making sure that the people that I love are taken care of to the best of my ability. Um, no matter what else happens to me, it's always super important to me to make sure that like my family and my friends and my partner are all taken care of. Like I can't be happy or at peace if I know they're hurting and I'm not doing something to fix it. My next priority is probably to get educated as much as possible, just because I think that's the only way that I'm ever going to figure out how to make a difference in the world. And there's a lot of things that need a difference made in them. My number three priority is probably to take care of like my physical health and emotional health and mental health. Um, just because like I can't do anything. Like right now I'm trying to do this vlog and I'm having a really hard time tracking, so if I screw up, sorry. Because I can't really do anything unless I get like my health taken care of. Number four is um my number four priority is probably making sure that my students are getting the absolute highest quality coaching I know how to give. It goes back to wanting to make a difference in the world and wanting to take care of the people I love. Like, I want them to be taken care of and know they're taken care of and know they're safe and really have the best experience possible that they can possibly have on the speech and debate team that I help coach. And my number five priority in life is probably figuring out how I'm paying my bills. And I think that one's self-explanatory. Number two, what do you think are the most important qualities a parent should have? I honestly believe that if a parent like completely loves their child as they are with no preconditions on it, then all of the other qualities are just things to work around. Number three, do you get inspiration from any famous people, living or dead? And if so, what about them inspires you? I'm inspired by people who were great orators, people who were good at public speaking. I'm inspired by people who stood up and fought for um, what they believed was right, whether or not it actually was right. Actually, the biggest inspiration in my life isn't famous but should be, and it's the trans woman who actually started the riots at Stonewall in 1969, whose name has been lost to history for the most part, or at least that I've been able to find. Um, but what inspires me about each of these people is that they had the guts to stand up for the things that mattered to them even when no one else would, and even at immense personal cost. Number 4, why did you choose crayons as your background? Cause deep down inside, I'm 4 years old. Number 5, what would your personal utopia look like? This one is deliberately vague. Basically, it would look like the people that I love most, with me, here with me, so I could see them and like hug them and whatever. And all of us being like healthy and happy. Like I'm pretty simple, and what I want is pretty simple. Waiting to Shrug left me another comment. She says, never mind about number 4, I just saw the heading at the top. Okay, substitute questions. What was the best and worst part of high school for you? The best part of high school was probably that, like, okay, so I was homeschooled until I went into high school. So the best part of high school for me was all of a sudden getting to be around all these new people all the time, and getting to like meet new people and hear new things and be exposed to ways of life I didn't even know existed. The worst part of high school is probably that I was completely bored because I was homeschooled, and because my mom pushed me really hard while I was homeschooled. By the time I like got into high school, I probably could have entered any college and kept up fairly well. Have you ever wanted to do or be something completely outlandish or impossible for you? Like, say, professional football player. Well, maybe you're really good at football, but you get my point. Yes, I get your point, and yes, I wanted to be a father. That was one of my goals growing up, was to be an excellent father, which I doubt will happen. And I think that's pretty much it. Adams Mansell says, log their brains out, Doodlebug. How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? I have wood on my mind today. Mama, be honest, that's every day. And a woodchuck would chuck as much wood as a woodchuck could chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood. Say the following 4 times fast. Red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather. If you were a magazine, what would the magazine be called? Spaz. Name some of your favorite words. I really, really like the word onomatopoeia. I'm a huge fan right now of the word kumquat. I really like to say the word indubitably. And right now, because I'm playing so many games of online Scrabble, like I'm loving the word cot. Then she says, I got more requests, but I'll stop with those. Zombie Mom Speaks says, have you ever heard something so mind-bendingly stupid it made you roll your eyes with sufficient intensity to cause you to be able to view your own brain? Yes, I have, and I actually, like, I spend enough time on the internet that it happens on a regular basis. But also, when I have seizures, my eyes roll back into the back of my head so I can see my own brain then. And then she follows up with, if so, what does it look like? My brain looks like, well, it actually kind of looks like the background of my page, like just super random spastic colors, and, yeah. And then Adams Moonfell says, I never get bored of slash with wood. I do get bored with it though. Ha, I'm in a silly mood today, again. So what else is new or new? What is your favorite coin? Nickel, dime, etc., and why? My favorite coin is probably a quarter. I really like that it fits my palm almost perfectly. Like I can just curl my hand around it, and that actually is one of my self-soothing mechanisms when I'm upset or stressed. Do you wish you had $1 for every time I snort laugh in a day? You'd be rich. Yes, actually, I do. If I didn't have any money, what do you think I could use to barter with? Uh, I've heard about shells being used to barter. I think you could probably barter with your stories. I think you could probably barter with hugs. And yeah, that's probably my list. Do you like nature things like seashells and rocks, etc.? If so, why? And if not, why not? Actually, I do. I I like some of them. I like the very simple and smooth patterns that happen in nature, like not the really complex like fractals that we like to create in synthetic stuff, but just the simple like sweeping patterns in forests and seashells and stones and whatever. I really like those. They're very soothing to me. What is your favorite kind of snack? Currently, it's Ritz crackers and raisins. I'm like on this massive Ritz and raisins kick, and I'm loving it. What is your favorite jelly or jam? Strawberry. Which is worse? She says. Leg cramp, toe stub, or funny bone wax. So ordinarily, it's a funny bone whack because that hurts like so bad. But when I'm having a fibro flare up, it's a leg cramp. Because my legs actually spasm to the point that my knees hit my chest, and so then I'm in pain like all over my entire body from it, and then I can't uncurl my legs, and I just lay there and wish it would go away. So yeah, I'm gonna say leg cramp. Granny's Crystals, what do you want for Christmas? All I want for Christmas is my two front teeth. The thinking person says, you're a Christian, right? How do you reconcile that with being gay? How do you respond to people who say you have Stockholm Syndrome or are reading the Bible wrong or etc.? Okay, so first and foremost, like, I don't really know what I am right now. A lot of the things that I was raised to believe have revealed themselves to be just patently ridiculous. And so, I'm not 100% sure what it is that I believe. Um, but as far as like reconciling the idea of Christianity with the idea of being gay, I'm pretty sure that if there's a God, he's a God of love, and that like while the prohibitions against homosexuality might have made sense like culturally in the time when they were made, they don't make sense now. And I think we do that with a lot of things in the Bible, so I think this is just one more thing that we do that with. No one's ever told me I have Stockholm Syndrome. And as far as being told that I'm reading the Bible wrong, at the point where there are like 347 like different denominations of Christian churches, I really think that there's no one authority on what reading the Bible right or wrong is. Six Leaf Clover says, if you had the ability to see where you are now at 13 years old, how would you feel? Shocked, impressed, disappointed, some combination of conflicting emotions, and why? If I had the ability, like at 13, to see where I was now, I would be shocked and I'd probably be impressed. Because at 13, number one, I didn't think I was going to make it till my 18th birthday. Like, I honestly, like, I've been clinically depressed since I was 12 and I thought I was going to kill myself. And then number two, like, I was pretty sure that if I did like grow up and get into adulthood, like I would not ever be able to do anything of worth with my life. But in like since I have become an adult, I've graduated from college and I'm making my own way. And yeah, sometimes it's tough, but like I'm like a normal, functional, healthy adult like at 23, and that's fantastic. So I would have been just shocked and amazed and super grateful that that was going to happen. Little Chef One, who by the way I miss you, please come back. Says number one, if you could trade places with anything, in man, woman, or otherwise, for a day, who would it be and why? Oh, that's a good one. I have to trade places with them, like I can't just like be with them. Um, then probably like probably Seed Sower. Just because like her life seems like very very different from mine, and in in a lot of really good ways. Like her life seems very much more simple than mine, very much more calm than mine, and I think it would just be fun to like see how that went. And then he also says, if you could travel back or forward in time to one specific date, when would it be and why? And I think the answer would have to be that, like, I travel in forward in time till like January 23rd, 2012. Um, because that is the next time I'll be at a debate tournament, and I am super anxious to get back out on the road and get going. So yeah,